Hello, Blizzard fans! This is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Barcode and Walnut on Dash and Terminal, the latter edition. Barcode is going random, which I respect. I know I've said that before, but I really respect players that go random at diamond level or higher because it shows they are really skilled at the game. Alright, on the top side of Dash and Terminal, the latter edition, we have the red Terran player. It is Barcode. And on the right side of Dash and Terminal, the latter edition, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Walnut. Putting up that pylon as Protoss players are wont to do. So this is on the latest patch of Legacy of the Void, which means that mules are here. They are auto-cast. Am I a giant liar? Nope, there it is. Yep. The mules are here. They're auto-cast, and they can only go on the patches nearest to the command center. The Protoss Chrono Boost is an eternal thing. It never dies as long as the Nexus is alive. You can move it from building to building to building, but you have to manually do that, which can be a problem for Protoss because sometimes they can forget that they just use Chrono Boost on a weapons upgrade or something like that, and then forget to put it back on the Nexus or put it onto another forge or on the Twilight Council or things like that. In the meantime, Walnut has asked what race Barcode is, and Barcode said G. L. Not going to give that information out freely, so a probe is coming out from Walnut to check things out. SCV coming out at the same time. They probably will pass. Actually, no. The SCV is going the long way around to scout. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure if he's looking for proxies or what, but this is kind of an odd place to go. Maybe seeing for a proxy, like a proxy gold base or something like that. But here comes a Walnut, heading right on up to the uppermost parts of this ramp to get some scouting in, and the scouting is going to be, that's about it. It's a Terran player. We have a Barracks and SCV versus Probe here. Who's going to win this battle straight up? If nobody micros, it looks like it's going to be, it's going to be very close, but Walnut backs out, and the SCV goes back to building the supply depot to complete this wall and prevent any further scouting by that probe. So here comes the orbital command. Again, auto cast on that mule. Whenever it needs to go, it will go. SCV scouting everything for Walnut. Walnut not walling off. I don't think he usually does this at all, really, against anybody. Against Protoss, Terran, or Zerg, he usually tries to keep everything in here. With the current changes to the Chrono Boost, or no, I'm sorry, to the Photon Overcharge, you Photon Overcharge pylons. So you can Photon Overcharge stuff over here, this pylon here, and attack stuff down here if you want. Things like that. Another gateway coming on up, and an Adept as well, just because, you know, Adepts are good against Marines and things like that, although it looks like it might be a mech opening here. No Marines. Are there no Marines on the field? Nope. Oh, just a Reaper. And then we're lifting off the barracks, building a bunker here, and there's a factory on the way as well. So let's follow Mr. Reaper. He's going to head up and down these ramps and pretty much try to kill workers. I think that's going to be his job. The scouting information's already in. He's going to get a probe here, indeed. Oh, this probe just wanted to build a Nexus. Nope, not going to happen. Walnut's not happy about that. Here comes the Adept. Adept, ooh, KD8 charge, knocking it in the air. Adept doing pretty well against Reapers because they are considered light units. And Adepts do, in fact, do 23 damage versus light. Only 10 versus everything else. So not that great against Roaches or Stalkers or, like, Immortals or, I guess, like, tanks. Things that the Terran player will actually have. But really good against Reapers and Marines, which can be nice. They also do come with one Protoss armor, making them a little bit more tanky than the average Protoss unit in the early game, so that's really nice. The Reaper trying to get back in here again, might just actually try to pick off another worker. Nope, does not want to take those hits. Again, 23 damage per hit from that Adept makes that Reaper very nervous. He can't even really get a run by, I don't think. I mean, how many hits? So 23 damage. How much DPS does this guy have? Or how much health does he have? He has 60, so basically 3-shot. Yeah. 3 shots from that Adept will kill a Reaper, making it very excellent against that Harass. And guess what? Taking the gold base is Barcode. Barcode is being very gutsy, taking that gold for what it's worth. We are continuing to make barracks and starports, and we still have this single factory, probably for tanks at this point, although nothing is currently being built. So it's going to be a pretty standard barracks place and bio, maybe with some tank support from the Terran player. Barcode really seems to know what he's doing. Just excellent saturation here. He does have 28 harvesters to 25 for Walnut, but they're very close in supply, so this game does look evenly matched. This base is now up for Walnut, and a third base coming up for Barcode at the same time. I don't think Walnut knows about this gold. If he did, he might try to kill it. He does have some units available to do so. A Stalker, a few Sentries, and an Adept Warp Prism as well. Protoss do love their Warp Prisms. Warp Prism Harass is just amazing. The ability to fly in and warp in units and carry units into the enemy base and then fly out again very quickly, especially with a ranged pickup that warp prisms have. They used to have to be right over the unit. Like say they wanted to pick up this guy, they'd have to fly right over him to pick him up, but now the warp prism can be back here and pick it up, which really makes it a lot less vulnerable to being attacked while it's doing so. So that makes a lot of sense. Here comes a push from the Protoss player Walnut. I don't know actually what we have here to defend. Tank harass at the same time, moving out. Might want that tank back here, but here comes some adepts. There's a single Marauder, which is fairly good choice, but not that great against this many units. This base might actually need to be canceled. SCV's dying left and right here. Yep, there's the cancel on the command center. And are we coming back with the tank? No, we are not. We're building another tank. Nope, we're building Widow Mines. All right, so we're going to try to hold this with Widow Mines and a bunker at the top here. Here is the siege tank drop, though, taking a lot of shots from that cannon. Ends up dead. How many workers did it kill? I don't think it actually killed a single worker, unfortunately. Trying to get out of there. The Marauder is trying to run, but there is a force field, and it dies, and his body ends up on the other side of the force field for some reason. Poor guy. Trying to take out these supply depots, forcing cancels on 2 of those. This little push is doing a lot more damage than Walnut expected. He doesn't know about this base, though. A lot of the resources for Terran are down here, which is why his army isn't very big right now. Widow Mines are burrowing at the top of the base. At the top of the ramp, rather. There's a missile turret being constructed. At the same time, we are warping in more and more stalkers somewhere. Where did that warp in come in? Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Chrono Boost is on this robo facility, but it's not doing anything. You need to put it back onto the Nexus, or possibly onto this forge. And there we go. Now we're using on an Immortal, so that's pretty good stuff. Stalker at the bottom of the ramp can snipe down this supply depot without getting hit, which is really nice for Walnut. Tried to repair it, couldn't quite do it. Now going after the second one. Here comes a push, though. Oh, good force fields. Getting the Observer, though, that was a nice pickup. The scan and the Observer pick off. Well played there by those Marines, but this force field play is really, really good by Walnut right now. There's no way, I don't think there's any way that Barcode can get down there with a big enough army to really deal with this. The thing is, Walnut thinks he has a contain, but he doesn't because of the gold base and a third base coming down right here for Barcode. How sneaky of him. Couple shots, just kind of dancing back and forth. There's the stim. Now we're going for, though, the force field is late, and goes the recall. Everybody goes back home safe and sound. I'm assuming to this base, and in fact, this is the base where they return home. So breaking out very nicely was Barcode. Again, Barcode does have 2 other bases. Walnut working on a third base, but probably feels very comfortable at this point by saying, you know what, I feel okay about this. I feel really good about having what I think are 3 bases to the 1 base for the Terran player. Probably trying to reestablish his natural now, but again, this base is up and running. It is not really fully saturated except for the gas, but gold income is very nice. You really don't have to have a full worker saturation to match a normal other base, and this base is coming up as well, looking very, very nice. But here comes a big push with Stalkers and Immortal, Adepts, an Observer, and more Stalkers, which I'm not sure Stalkers are the right choice here. You can also burrow these Widow Mines for some extra DPS against these Stalkers. They do one-shot them, stimming forward and then moving back. Ooh, Widow Mine shot, almost gets off. Good dodge there by Walnut, though. So Observers are in the mix. Can we get the Mothership Core? I don't think we're actually going for it. Ooh, maybe we were. Time Warp comes on, slowing stuff down, picking off stuff left and right. And that Observer, if that dies, that's a big problem for Walnut, but both players are not quite interested in committing quite yet. Widow Mine shot, oh, does get 2 Adepts, and weakens a couple of the other units there. We're going to zoom out for just a greater view of this battle. Nothing really else going on the mini-map. Just checking to make sure I'm not missing any drops or anything. But again, stimming forward. Marauders just do so well against these gateway compositions. The Immortals aren't as good. I guess the Marauders aren't as good against those Immortals. Marines are a little bit better there, but we are continuing to make Marines, make Marauders, getting that +1/+1 infantry upgrade. As well as more Widow Mines. So playing a pretty standard MMMW composition is Barcode, Marine, Marauder, Medevac, and Widow Mine. Again, Walnut thinks he has a soft contain, but man, these 2 bases are going to be huge. Huge for Barcode. The income is going to be through the roof. It's already 106 to 90 supply. Walnut does catch up just a little bit, but Barcode is starting to pull away with 49 to 45 harvesters. Again, he is probably oversaturated here. He is. He needs to move some of these workers down to this base if he can. He does have a medevac. Oh no, Warp Prism, stay alive. Warp Prism with a bad rally does manage to stay alive, but just barely. Is it armor? No, no armor at all. Just the shields managed to keep him alive. We're going to warp in more units here in Warp Prism mode. I guess warping mode. We're trying to mine from this base. Again, Walnut thinks he has a very, very nice contain, and he's actually doing all right. But again, Terran continuing to pump out these Marines and these Marauders. Another stim forward, and are we going to get the Warp Prism? We do. Gets the Warp Prism, sacrifices a few of his Marines, though. Widow Mine shots again. This guy now has 6 kills. He is a corporal. Marauders from behind the force field are trying to take care of this army, but can't quite do it. Walnut looking very intimidating right now with these immortals especially, just playing this very, very well. Stalkers, adepts in the front to tank the damage from these bio units. This Reaper, I think, has been holding the Zelnaga Watchtower just basically the entire game, which is kind of crazy. Planetary Fortress here, Orbital Command here, transferring some workers down to this base, and again, we need to transfer. There we go, here we come. We're just trying to make this work. Is there a medevac is the question. Yes, there are medevacs, but you don't really want to walk the... Okay, so we walked him down to this base. That makes a lot of sense there. Trying to snipe down that missile turret, and oop, gets Marine there, and the missile turret is on fire. It is going to burn down unless it gets repaired, and the snipe down does manage to hit. No Widow Mine shots there, kind of staying out of range of those Widow Mines. Good micro here from Walnut so far. Just going for it, though, is Barcode, and then backs out. Just a little bit of a dance. Mule coming down at the second base as well. And right now, it's 55 to 56 Harvesters. Walnut on 3 bases. Barcode is sneakily on 4 bases. Interestingly enough, I think Walnut must be wondering, how on earth is the Barcode really supplying this army? And the answer is, I don't know what to tell you except for secret bases, man. You got to keep that in mind. That Marauder dies to the Immortal, I think, and then stimming forward again. Are we going for it? Barcode trying to make it happen. There are only 2 sentries. The force fields are not infinite. At this point, everybody getting healed up again. There's the scan continuing. Oh, Liberators coming out, though. There we go. Making use of those Legacy of the Void units. Did I see Templar warping in? I did, and an Archon. Archon going to be really good here because there are no ghosts for the Terran player. And I don't think Walnut wants to come in here. As soon as the Liberators pop out and do get their Defender mode down, they should help a lot in this situation. Throw down Defender mode here, and there's no way that Walnut wants to come in here and engage the ground units while that's happening. A Colossus coming in, though. Look at that. Colossus on the way. Zealot legs +3 attack. These Marines, bad rally. 2 of them end up dead. Another Mule comes on in. Does this guy have range 14? Yeah, he does have extended thermal lance. Walnut trying to make the Colossus work against this bio-type play. Again, I prefer Storm in this situation, but again, Walnut just can't really walk in here. There are too many Widow Mines. You could try to snipe them off one by one with these Stalkers, but then that kind of invites the Marauders to kill them as well. Marauders are at 2-2, not researching 3-3 quite yet. I think that makes them a little bit too dangerous, and here are the Liberators going for that Defender mode. Here we go. Yep, there are the circles of death. We head on back home because, oh, there's a drop. There's a drop back here in the main base. This army is going to get cleaned up because the whole army for Walnut came back home to see what was going on. And yes, all the ground units are now gone. That medevac will probably die as well. It explodes. Oh, Stalkers tried to come in here and do a little bit of harassment at the same time. They're out of range of that planetary fortress. But look at this. The SCV is actually killing this Stalker very, very slowly. But it does work. It does happen, ladies and gentlemen. Going back to work here, taking another base here is Walnut. Both players kind of crazy. Mined out on this gold base is Barcode. That's a lot of income that he has. 2,000 and 1,000 total resources. Another base coming up for Barcode at the same time. I feel like he really should be maxed out at this point. Yeah, this base is now dead. Walnut came by and just killed everything. The SCVs are trying to retreat, but I don't think that's going to happen necessarily. This charge on the Zealots. This base going to die as well. That's really just a loss of gas, though, for Barcode, and he's doing okay on gas. About 1,500 gas there. Coming in, Zealots charging in. The Orbital Command is going to die immediately. This is so much DPS. The +3 attack on all of these ground units is just about to finish, and we're going to be there. Drops again. Liberators coming into the main base. We might be able to, what here? Robo facility being built right there, actually trapping this poor probe, doing the jitterbug. So Liberator is going to come in for some really, really late Liberator harass. Another one coming around as well, trying to kill what it can. But again, there's nothing here to kill because these bases are completely gone. Liberator maybe setting up on this high ground. Is that where we're going to go for? Indeed it is. Defender mode, locking down all of these workers. Walnut, does he see it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not pulling probes yet. A lot of them are dying. Ooh, Liberator needs to get out of there, though. He's in big trouble. And nope, he's just going to stand in and take it with his 9 kills. Very happy about that. Liberators, 2 of them now coming in to this base to lock this one down, as well as essentially what is the 4th base. Liberator, Defender mode is really, really good. Finally pulling the probes here is Walnut, but still so many probes are dying. 6 total have died here. 5 total have died here. So both these Liberators are going to die, but I think they've done their jobs, if we're honest with ourselves. They're not even trying to run. At this point, 28 probes have died, 28 SCVs as well, though, but Walnut's only down to 33 harvesters. His mining is looking fairly abysmal. This base is a little bit oversaturated. There's nothing happening here. Meanwhile, back in Terraland, +3/+3 is being researched, as well as, is that vehicle? Where is that? Yep, ship weapons level 1 on the way for the Liberators, making them a little bit more effective. This bio ball is looking fairly big, and that +3/+3 bio ball is super duper scary. Widow Mines don't get effects from those upgrades for the bio units. And besides, the Sentinel missiles, is that what it is? Yep, Sentinel missiles is a spell, and so it doesn't actually benefit from upgrades either. But here comes the Protoss player, Walnut. He has a Colossus, he has a few Disruptors, and this is going to be a pretty big battle here. I don't know if Barcode is in a good spot. Sniping down one of the Archons, Widow Mine shots, getting off, taking down a single Zealot. Another shot as well, trying to drag the Protoss army back. Oh, good Disruptor shot, though, taking out a few of those units. Marine comes in, gets killed at the same time. There are so many Widow Mines, though. Almost. Oh, they do end up getting the Mothership Core. Scanning, just continuing to scan. Barcode wants to know exactly what he's up against. Disruptor comes in, takes out 3 of those Widow Mines. There are still 2 of them active, though. Widow Mine shots going off. Good angle here from Barcode. He has a bit of a surround. Good force fields at the same time, kind of negating that surround, though, but they can still shoot from behind the force fields. Marines and Marauders tearing through everything. The Colossus at the same time being much, much more effective than I expected, with 7 kills on that one, 2 kills on that one. Chasing down this Terran army is the Protoss. And this base is completely under fire. It is a planetary fortress, but it's going to die very, very quickly to this +3 Protoss army. Everybody picks up into the medevacs and tries to run for their lives. They're boosting the heck out of there. There's a small force of Vikings and Marines and Marauders here, but with no medevacs to heal. There we go. Some medevacs are coming back and trying to heal. A drop trying to prevent the mining here is going to be very effective. I have to imagine Walnut has left nothing to defend this whatsoever. Here comes another attack, though. The Vikings are going to try to take down those Colossus. The Archon at the front, being the brunt of the damage, is actually still alive somehow. Both of the Colossus, though, have dead. The Immortals are still here. There's still a single Archon as well. That ends up getting destroyed. The Immortal force is looking pretty darn large. The Zealots coming in at the same time. There's a small attack over on this side, but the Zealots are taken care of. And Archon comes in here to clean this up with some Zealots at the same time. That manages to do it. 34 probes have been lost for Walnut, but he's looking okay. At this point, he's darn near still alive. Another Widow Mine shot goes off, but production is just too slow right now. There are 4 Marauders and 5 Marines in production, taking out another Immortal. Barrier automatically being engaged here. This is an automatic ability now at this point for the Protoss player. Just trying to stream in these bio units, trying to be more and more cost effective than his opponent. But barracks are dying, refineries are dying, supply depots and command centers are dying. Barcode is down to 24 harvesters. His income is not looking good at all. Look at the army disparity here. Marauders and Marines are being killed left and right. This is the final battle, I have to imagine. SCVs being pulled off the line to try to help. Marines and Marauders stimming as hard as they can with their +3/+3, trying to melt down what they can, but reinforcements are coming from the downside. Archons and Stalkers are just too much, I think, for this bio. The Archon comes in doing massive damage to the bio, ends up dead. This guy's stuck a little bit too. These Marauders taking down Immortals and then running, stimming back. The micro on display from Barcode is just amazing. At this point, is Walnut forced to retreat? I think he wanted to kill the Terran, but wasn't quite able to do it. And just a bit of a silent break there. This base has now been reestablished for Barcode, so I just don't know who's going to win at this point. Walnut does have 33 workers to 9 for Barcode, but here we come. Stimming forward again, trying to kill what they can, stimming back against the Zealots. There's another Colossus in the army here for Walnut, but I really think Barcode should just be defending at this point. He needs to mine what he can. He's using a mule on these few mineral fields that are left. Coming in again, scanning, seeing exactly what's up, trying to get a good angle of attack. Are these Marines and these Marauders with the medevacs trying to find a place where they can heal for just a minute, using a bit of the high ground defender's advantage, but the Archons are relentless in their onslaught. Picking up and boosting out of there are these medevacs. I have to imagine that's what they want to do, or perhaps make Walnut think he's coming back for another attack on this base, warping in more and more Stalkers. Walnut is up 89 to 43 total supply now, playing this as well as he can. What's this? Oh, Warp Prism Harass with a single Zealot? What's he going to kill over here, I wonder? Is he just going to go after supply depots? I suppose he could do that. The army gratefully or intelligently is pulling back to this nexus. Dropping the medevacs on top of this is not a great idea. I don't think this is a place to be. Stalkers are going to take down the medevacs. No, medevacs are still alive, but they're very, very low on health right now. Trying to boost out of there before they die. Trying to find a good angle. And, oh, barely snipes down one of the full medevacs. All the units that are left are 3 Marauders, 6 Marines, a Viking, and 5 medevacs, as well as that Reaper for Barcode. And there we go. Zealots warping in, going after the supply depots. Barcode's not going to be supply blocked anytime soon. I think maybe going after these reactors and these barracks would be a better choice for Walnut, but he's killing stuff, and that works. There we go. Now going after that reactor. These units are trying to stim in there and kill these Zealots from a good spread here, and actually picking up and getting out of there is the Warp Prism. Walnut did not want to lose those units necessarily, but look, he's mining from this base. He's mining from this base. He still has quite a few minerals left at his natural as well. Barco just has no income at this point. He's at 800 and 100 compared to 1,200 in favor of Walnut. Again, the army getting bigger and bigger. These Colossus are still here. With a +3, they do 15 damage with 2 swipes per attack. And that's it. Barcode calls the GG after losing his 3rd base, and Walnut is victorious. So, wow, amazing play from both of these players. I was on the edge of my seat for the last 10 minutes, it felt like. So, pretty fantastic stuff. Thank you again for submitting that replay. This has been FalconPaladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.